Hello family. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm very excited to share a guided breathing practice that I actually pieced together earlier today myself. And this is really powerful to help cultivate a sense of equilibrium within the nervous system, and even more so to help you switch from the fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system, into the more calm, relaxed, parasympathetic state of nervous system where your body can rest, heal, repair, and even digest more properly. Now, as I mentioned, I put this together earlier today, and it was kind of funny how this came together. For those of you tuning into some of my content, you've seen I've been traveling through Colorado recently, and today I took an hour-long drive to a different part of the state, and I'm just real sensitive. So like when I'm in vehicles for extended periods of time, and yes, for me an hour is very long, my nervous system just gets really out of whack. I also am very passionate about what's called Ayurvedic medicine. And that's like a whole other deep dive, but in Ayurveda, I have a lot of what's called the Vata dosha, which is like a blend of air and ether. So when I'm in a vehicle, my Vata dosha gets out of balance. And again, it just really dysregulates the nervous system. And I'm just someone that really enjoys being grounded barefoot on the earth as much as possible throughout the day if I can help it. But anyways, I just would like to share this practice with you. This will be really supportive if you're finding it a bit challenging to really help to bring yourself back into your body, come out of the mind, which may be like racing and looping and just jumping from thought to thought. And overall, even if you're in a good state as you are now, this breathwork is really powerful for just activating a natural state of what I would call contentment, relaxation, sometimes a little bit of bliss, and what I would call like lightness comes online. So it's really powerful. And just briefly before we get into this breath practice, this is very calm, down-regulated breathing for the nervous system. So I don't feel there's too many contraindications to worry about. However, typically if you are pregnant, if you have heart conditions, sometimes respiratory conditions, or are prone to epilepsy or seizures, it's best to just be really mindful about how you're breathing and how you feel, and especially more intense upregulating forms of breath work can be really triggering for some of these various, some of them I guess could be challenges, but just some of these various things that could be present, as I mentioned earlier. It's just good to be really mindful if you're navigating any of those. Awesome. So to start this breath work, we're going to start with what's called a segmented breathing pattern. We're going to take 4 inhales in through the nose with a long exhale out the mouth. And we're going to really just be able to focus on extending that exhale to allow the entirety of the nervous system in the body to relax. And this is especially really good for the mind if it's spiraling and looping very potently. So what I'll do here is I'll demonstrate the breath, and then we'll do 10 of these together. I'll guide a few of them and maybe add some verbal cues, and then we'll move on to 2 other styles of breathing, and then a little bit of toning and some EFT tapping at the end, really just to help you come back to your center. Awesome. So what I recommend is you can either be seated or standing. Just make sure you have an upright posture. And what we can do here to start is just bring a hand onto our heart or the center of the chest, and a hand onto our belly. And from here, we'll just take a few deep breaths to sink in together. We'll just breathe in through the nose. And exhaling out the mouth with a sigh. And 2 more just like that, breathing in through the nose. And exhaling. Last one. Exhaling. So from here, we'll start the segmented breathing. So this is 4 inhalations into the nose, like this. And then a long exhale out the mouth, almost like you're blowing out of a straw. So we'll start 10 of those together now. So breathing in. Extended exhale out the mouth. Perfect. 9 more of these, really focusing on the breath. You're doing amazing, continuing to follow this rhythm. We got 5 more to go here. And as you're exhaling, really just surrendering any stress, any tension that you're holding, just releasing it with the exhale. Last 3 rounds here. Last 2, you're doing phenomenal. Just keep following the breath. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little shift in your state already. We're gonna come into the final breath. Now taking a deep breath into the nose. And then we're going to exhale with the tone, with the sound of ah. Wonderful. You can remain with your eyes closed if you'd like, just observing how you feel and any shifts that are going on within your nervous system. Now this next breath, we'll do about 5 rounds of it. And I actually recently learned this one from a gentleman named Casper. It's called the landing breath. And it's really powerful to help, just interrupt any like anxiety or panic attacks or like chronic stress that you may be stuck in within your nervous system. And what this breath does is it blends what's kind of called like a double inhale. So we'll be inhaling through the nose. And then as you get to the top of the inhale, you'll actually breathe a little bit of air in through your mouth as well. And then we're gonna have a physiological sigh. Then we come into the landing portion where we hold the breath out without breathing in for 8 counts. So that's a little bit of how the breath will flow. We'll try 5 of these together. And again, it's just a little bit of an inhale through the nose. You shift to the mouth, a nice sigh out. Hold the breath at the bottom of the exhale for 8 counts. And then we'll breathe in again. So we'll go ahead and breathe in through the nose. And then into the mouth. Hold for a moment. Exhaling with a sigh and a sound. And holding the breath. Four more just like that. Breathing in. Exhaling. And then holding the breath for 8 counts. All right, last 3, breathing in. Just feeling any tension dissolve as you exhale and holding the breath for another 8 counts. Doing wonderful. 2 more of these, breathing in. Holding for a moment. And then sighing. And holding the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in. And then exhaling with a sigh. Holding the breath. And final breath here. Finish it up with one more. Breathing in through the nose and the mouth. Exhaling with a sigh. And holding the breath. Now let's take a deep breath in through the nose once more. Hold the breath at the top for a moment. Allow the spine to be tall, like your head is reaching towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna release with another tone, this time with the sound of Om, so O-M. And once more, just remaining with your eyes closed for a moment. Checking in with how you feel. Allowing your breathing to return to normal just for a moment. And from here, we're gonna come into the final breathing practice. This breath is one of my favorites. It's called the lunar breath. And we're actually gonna be playing with breathing in through alternate nostrils here. So the left side of the nose is considered the lunar channel. It's connected to the moon, the feminine energy, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is like rest and digest. Then the right side is the solar side. So that's more of the masculine energy, the fire, energizing, getting things done, enhancing the sympathetic state of nervous system, fight or flight. So it's fun to play with this because in the morning you can breathe solely out the right hand side, like maybe like a breath of fire or like a power breath. And that'll get you activated and energized. And yeah, on I guess the more opposite end of the spectrum, if we start playing with breathing in and out the left, especially with calmer, slower breaths, we can actually activate that lunar channel, the divine feminine. And what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna be breathing in through the left and then out through the right. So we'll breathe in through the left for about 4 counts, and you'll have to actually seal your right nostril off. I like to use my pinky, sometimes even putting my fingers on my third eye. But just so you can see, we'll be breathing in through the left. Then we actually seal off the left-hand side, and we're gonna be exhaling out the right for 8 counts. So we're gonna actually extend the exhale once more. And then we go right back into the right side closed off, breathing in through the left for 4 counts, and then we switch and exhale out the right side of the nostril for 8 counts. So we're gonna do about 10 rounds of these. Again, very slow, very calming. If the mind starts to get a little bored as you're breathing, that's a good sign it's slowing down. And just treat this as a meditation. Bring all of your focus and intention to the breath as we wrap up here. So we're gonna seal off the right hand side, breathing in through the left for 4 counts. We seal off the left hand side, and then we breathe out the right. Sealing off the right hand side, breathing in through the left. Sealing off that left hand side, and then breathing out the right, twice as long for 8 counts. So that's 2 down, 8 to go. Just following the rhythm now. Four counts in the left, and then 8 counts out the right hand side. Breathing in the left. And out the right. And we'll keep following this rhythm. About halfway there now, continuing to breathe in through the left. And then sealing off that left-hand side, extending the exhale out the right. All right, a few more here, nice and easy. Last 2 rounds here. And coming into the last round of breath. Exhaling that out the right hand side. Now we'll breathe in through both nostrils at the same time. And then this time we'll chant with the sound of La, L-A. And once more, just observing Maybe closing down the eyes for a moment, allowing the breath to return to normal. And just check in with how you feel, especially maybe in regards to how you felt getting on this video and before you started doing some of these more conscious styles of breathing and pranayama. And just for a moment, if you'd like, there's an acupressure point we can tap on right underneath the collarbone. So like you have your bones that come into the center of your chest. Let's just take a moment to tap just slightly underneath that bone where the muscle of your chest begins to start. And we'll just take a few breaths in deeply through the nose, and maybe any sighs or sounds you need to make out the mouth. As we're tapping here, we're sending signals to the brain to let it know that it's safe, to your nervous system as well, that it can also relax. EFT is also super powerful for rewiring the subconscious mind. And I actually love combining breathwork and tapping, or pranayama and tapping at the same time. But for the simplicity of this video, just felt called to add a little bit in here at the end. And if you also like, you can tap just gently underneath the eyes for a few moments. Again, taking some deep breaths. And exhaling. Just allowing anything you're feeling to be felt. And then I'd just like you to briefly affirm, repeat after me. I am safe. I can relax. I am healed. I am whole. And I am complete. Soul deep. I have now established balance and equilibrium. And then taking a deep breath in. You can stop tapping and just let out a final exhale or a sigh. And just once more, briefly observing how you feel. Any shifts in your state, in your mind, in your emotions. And as you're ready, you can come back to the screen if you're not already engaged. Hopefully taking with you a very beautiful state. Even just facilitating this and doing some of the breaths with you, I feel like miraculously more grounded. I was a little excited jumping onto this call. I was talking a little quick, and I feel that even helped me to slow my cadence down, which is beautiful. So just so many benefits. It's wonderful. But thank you for tuning in and receiving what I had to offer here today. Again, we played with a segmented breathing, extending the exhale out the mouth. We did some of the landing breath. That was the second one, where we did the sigh and held the breath out at the end. And we also did a little bit of the lunar breath, and we just had a full moon in Capricorn. So the full moon energetic, the dynamic is really strong, and this is good to help get in touch with the lunar energy, with the divine feminine, which is very heightened around full moons, as they really influence the waters in our body and the tides in the ocean. But overall, I do hope you're feeling more grounded, more at peace, hopefully more connected to your body, and even a bit more connected to your heart. And if you enjoyed what I offer here today in this video, I'd also like to just welcome you to explore some of the unique modalities that I have created. I've actually put together what I call the alignment and integration modality. This blends together various yogic practices, EFT tapping, transformational meditation, and conscious body movement, such as in the form of Tai Chi and Qigong, various forms of yoga. And I interweave these in one session together after tuning into your unique needs and your challenges, even areas that you're maybe feeling blocked or stuck or stagnant in the body, maybe in the mind, the emotions, or even on an energetic level. And I find this is a really good way in blending these practices together to unkink what I call your energetic hose, which runs from the base of your spine to the top of your head, your energetic spine, so that you can come into a greater sense of alignment to heighten your capacity to embrace creativity, to also heighten your capacity to enter into flow states, to enhance magnetism, and so many other beautiful just dynamics that I really do my best to support you in achieving through these sessions. So if you'd like to explore a little bit of that with me, definitely reach out or leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to share more information. But again, aside from that, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for taking the time for you. And remember, you are so beautiful. You are a miracle. It's gonna be okay and you've got this. Have a blessed rest of your week and I'll see you guys on the next video. And additionally, if you would like to see any more content like this, or have any ideas for other content that I could bring forward, feel free to leave that in the comments section down below. Much love. Thank you.